so long it's like alchemy.
All right, here we go. Saturday matinee game at the Staples Center. There would be no Kevin Durant. What's that, like 4 days rest? So that was good to see. David West was in uniform. You see Iguodala getting the start. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, man. Most of you probably watching, wild card weekend here. You didn't miss much. Steph put on a show, but take a look at this Clipper lineup. Jawan Evans, C.J. Williams. I liked Sam Dekker at Wisconsin. I thought he'd be a little bit better of a pro. But, I mean, it's not too late for him. But this was kind of a raggedy tag afternoon game. And right away, what I want to talk about is Iguodala at the rim. He needs to develop a no-jump flip shot right there. There's no reason to load up and jump. You can just put it off glass. You don't even have to bend your knees. You can simply flip that shot in. You see Omri Caspi do it often. And there's Zaza who could utilize the same little trick shot. At this point in those two careers, they're not going to elevate and dunk a lot. So stop trying to do it. Clay gets the block there. You see the fresh fade from Clay. Now, I don't think Clay was hung over, but I think Clay over-tries in L.A. When he comes back home, Clay over-tries. There's DeAndre Jordan, the lone star left on this Clippers team, and you'll see why I say that here in a little bit. Steph could have low-key got a misdemeanor this afternoon for the abuse he was dishing out to these G League guards, and you could tell he knew that they were going to over-try and try to be over-physical with him, so he made a real effort to get to the line and ended up shooting a career high in free throws. You know Draymond knows Blake and what he likes to do. Iguodala, the correct play, Draymond, the dunk and transition, and I like the conservative game Draymond has played the last two games. Very in control, and like I said, the chef woke up in the kitchen in Los Angeles on this afternoon. It began early. Now, Iguodala still making plays defensively, and this was what gives me hope. Look, he still looks all right in transition, then serves it up on a silver platter to Zaza, who missed about 5 layups in the first 5 minutes of this game, so it was good to see him get an easy basket. And there's Clay again forcing things. I think he over-tries in Los Angeles, and thankfully, well, he has played a playoff series in L.A., but that was in the Mark Jackson era. There's the in-and-out three-burger from Steph. Now, here's the thing. When you play against G League guys, you know you're going to get a maximum effort the entire game, right? So Steph with the pump fake, and then he's going to go shake Steve Kerr's hand right here because Kerr has been begging Steph to pump fake guys on the three-point line. Really, he should be the guy drawing the most fouls on threes in the league, right? I mean, he's the biggest threat, and so it was good to see him finally take advantage of that. And then this is the ideal rhythm shot for Draymond Green. A step-in three at his hot spot, at his slower release speed. Steph, it doesn't matter where it's at, right? Now, I was concerned going into this game because of the start time, the layover in L.A., and then not knowing these G League guys, I thought they were going to play a little bit harder, honestly, than they did. You see the reload, and if Steph is hitting a shimmy on you in the first quarter, you might as well head to the locker room. Lou Williams comes into the game, and why is he still coming off the bench when you have 2 G Leaguers starting in your backcourt, Doc? Is it because he just wants that 6th Man of the Year award? 2 girls like I'm Lou Will. Relationship goals, look that up. And talking about Draymond being a little more conservative, you see he looked for the lob there, but then he surveyed and thought better of it, and that's an all right shot for him, I feel like. And I just liked him being more in control. And then one thing about JaVale, watch him get the tip and one here is, I do want to compliment something about him. As dumb as he may be, he never stops playing hard, and he rarely gets discouraged. Some guys, right, when they make a bad play or they do something, they hang their head. JaVale seems to play harder, and then this happens. Delivers a legit elbow to the face of Blake Griffin. Now, Blake Griffin is a known flopper. I want to put that out there. So guys keep on playing through this possession, and how Draymond doesn't finish this dunk, I don't know. I guess he gets blocked from behind here. But this just gives you a little bit of an insight into the character of Steph Curry. He's the first one down to check on Blake Griffin. And it was legit. Draymond don't give a damn about Blake, right? Techmon busy picking up another tech. Shout out my guy, Major Powers. But this was a legit one. Like, take another look at this. It was UFC-like, right? That's because when the head contorts and the neck jerks, that's like concussion status right there. And he definitely entered the protocol and would not return to the game. So that meant more G League for the Clippers. Now, that also meant more shots for Lou Williams, and he put up something dumb like 10 points in 7 minutes, really kept them in it in the first quarter, along with our lack of accuracy on wide open shots. But this is what I was surprised to see. David West in the game. Now, you would think at his age, tweaking the ankle, the Warriors staff would tell him sit down. He's like, no, I tell you if I want to play. He came in and gave us like 8 or 10 points just in the second quarter alone. The dude is as tough as it comes. Another thing that was great to see was to see Sean Livingston move with some decisiveness and some confidence around the rim. The spin move, the touch off glass, and he had just been half-stepping the last 2 weeks of the season. Remember Willie Reed? This was a guy that Golden State was interested in picking up. You see the shot block and then watch him run the floor. This is a guy that we were trying to pick up if we could not get David West. He's an interesting prospect, but I don't think he could give us what D. West has given us. I don't think anybody's expected David West to give us what he has. Damn, I'm talking a lot. But look at Livingston. There's another confident finish, and that's all you need to do. Stop hesitating and do what you do, S. Dot. More D. West. Official stat line, 10 points in 8 minutes. Now, here's the thing about Omri Casspi. Remember, he's coming back off the back. Watch him grab it here. And that's been the knock on him. No one has ever doubted Omri's talent. It's if he can stay healthy. His body doesn't hold up through an NBA season, so I hate to see that. But he toughed it out, and that's a credit to him. He knows he wants to be a part of this special thing. Look at Dre turned up. And these are the little things that guys do to keep the motor revved through the season, right? He's doing this to give himself energy, just cooling on the bench. I don't know if cooling's the word, right? More like turnt. But this matinee thing is real. And my daughter experienced this morning with her basketball game at 9 in the morning. She's not used to playing at 9 in the morning, so her body wasn't used to being played. And that's exactly what was happening. I'm not saying the guys were partying. Their bodies are not programmed to play at this time, except for this guy, the splash god. And I love that finish. He was bringing out all the tricks in the book. Now here's a guy I like, Montez Harrell out of Louisville. Remember, Houston drafted him, and he's a tweener energy type guy. He's a guy that like you could discreetly pick up and put on the end of your bench, and he could help you in certain playoff series. So it'll be interesting to see if someone tries to poach Montez Harrell from this Clippers team. And then Iguodala, what I'm hoping they can do is give him an extended rest through the All-Star break. Now watch this right here. Let's break down how this doesn't work out. Right here, he needs to jump in the air to get DeAndre Jordan to commit, but instead he touch passes, avoiding the jump, and then DeAndre's be able to get back in the play and affect the shot. And then look at Clay making me look bad. Remember I said that's his favorite shot, that one dribble step left? And look at him miss. That's when you know he's pressing a little bit. But the one thing that I love about Clay is he never wears it. When he's struggling, he never wears it. You could never tell if you just turn the game on. Could he have 30 or could he have 3? You don't know. He's just Clay. And that's why he's always able to shoot out of these slumps and find it. Now let's just appreciate Steph. You know how hard it is to backpedal into a 3? I'm not talking about stepping back. Guys practice that all the time. But to backpedal straight line behind you into a rhythm shot, you just don't see it happen. And then look at Doc. Look at Doc on the bench here. Doc is just one of the most overrated coaches in the league. Why is he exploding up at this situation in the game? And then you see him mute in an important situation. Now, Steph, his body is programmed to shoot with the left hand there to ward off the defense. But he wanted the dunk, and he could have got it if he went off his strong left foot, but instead he warded off and finished with the left hand. But could he do any wrong, really? And then look at him. This is the superstar that he is. He's already got 30 at the half. Going into the third quarter, he's like, let me get Dre a little touch here. And we know Dre doesn't care that much about scoring, but it does matter. Big picture, the guys feel involved, and showing that he shares the ball, it's just a rarity in a guy that can score at will like that. And then they go to Clay, right? This is the chemistry and the self-awareness of the stars on this basketball team. They feed Clay the ball. They know he's home. They know he's struggling. That doesn't mean he's not going to get greedy with his own points. 3, always more than 2, pull up in transition. We talked about Clay's struggle. They ran a couple sets for him. And like I said, this is Kerr. This is the whole team in their culture. And this is why all these stars are able to stay fed and satisfied with this team. They run this, they get the 3, and he's shaking his head like, yeah, buddy, I'm rolling like a big shot. There's a little smile. There's a little smile. Clay's like, whew. We talked about Steph pump faking and drawing the fouls. I feel like he should get one of these a game moving forward. And I know it's not the most aesthetically pleasing thing to watch, but it's an easy 3 points, and it gets the opposing guard in foul trouble. Here he is with what, like 40 points in the third quarter. And the crazy thing was, it wasn't even a selfish game. Look at the dime here. He didn't even like force things. He got 45 points in 3 quarters, and I don't think he forced one shot. It's just ridiculous from Steph. You think Draymond misses throwing lobs to McGee? Look at the celebration. JaVale got some extended time, and he played decent, not going to lie. Now, here's a little difference between Steph and Kyrie. Let's break this down. and something that Steph could work on. When he finishes on the other side of the rim, he tends to float the ball up. We've seen him use English in the past at times, but he likes to float it up, and that allows a shot blocker to recover. Where Kyrie, he quick flicks it. He spins it really quickly and gets it out of his hands, and he's able to not get his shot blocked. Jordan Bell in garbage time, the controlled block, and then pushes it out in transition. Omri Caspi, like I said, battling the injuries, but it was cool to see this deep second unit of Looney, Caspi, Bell, Nick Young. You know, he's a garbage time extraordinaire. And then the scouting report's out. Don't challenge this dude at the rim. That could have been a tragedy for the G Leaguer. Could have lost his knees. Nah, I'm just rambling here, man. So this was a scrappy game, but then check this out. At the end of the game, 45 points in 3 quarters. And what does Steph do? He goes and talks to the referees about specifics. So it's just amazing to see this guy at the pinnacle of the sport, still wanting to get better, still growing, and still humble enough to go to referees and ask and learn. We'll be back Monday night against the Nuggets revenge game. I'm out, y'all.